Hi, and welcome everyone. It's Lavender Sky Panther with you Monday, May 22nd, 2023. This is going to be a lightning round reading, and on top of that, we'll probably call it just first impressions, playing on some of the cards that are coming up on the little theme there with Impressionist artwork. So it is going to go pretty quick. This is solely intended just to, pick whichever group calls to you. On the left is group 1, the middle is group 2, on the right is group 3. But as always, you can pick 2 of the groups, 3 of the groups, 1 or none, however you like. But I probably will cross-reference a little bit, maybe. We'll see. But again, this is going to go pretty quick, and just it's designed to see if anything lights up in you when you hear something or see a color or number or phrase. Hopefully it just brings something good to your life. This is just done in loving spirit and for some fun today. All right, so let's go get to it. All right, we have Sandpiper Spirit, Be Playful, number 51, which is also number 6. And actually, this sandpiper is just delicately dancing on top of some lotus leaves and lotus flowers. And we have that in my little backdrop here. You can't quite see it, but here it is. All right, so we also have these cranes in the background and egrets and swans in this background. So a lot to do with being footloose and fancy free, something to do with the lightness of the birds, and hardly creating a ripple. We see some ripples in the background, but these little sandpipers scurry so quickly they really don't make much of a footprint at all. All right, so we've got Be Playful. Then we've got, these are the, what are these called? The Enchanted Art Oracle cards. We have a woman who is actually playing on a type of lyre. So, we've got the flowers. It's okay to put yourself first and take care of your own needs before those of others. Now that gets interesting because down here, I'm going to skip the order a little, we have Mary Cassatt, the painter, and this is called Breakfast in Bed, a mom and her little child. So it's funny, somebody could say, well, what do you mean? Put myself, first. It's okay to take care of my needs, before those of others. Well, we've talked about it time and time again. As a good parent, how are you going to bring something to your child if you're running on empty, if you got nothing to give, and if you don't feed your soul once in a while and be playful for yourself? It's beautiful to play with children, have a good time out in the playground, in a park, in the water, under the sun, in the grass. But, there's time that the parent also just needs to play for the sake of creating and feeding your own soul's fire. Because without that, you're tapped out. You have nothing to give. You just think, you're taking care of children. It becomes a day-to-day, I don't want to say chore, but if you're not lighting yourself up in other ways and finding ways to tap into your own passions and satisfy that, you're not going to have much to give your kids. Also, the more enriched you are yourself, the more wisdom and things you have to bring and share with the children or child. Okay, and then we've got Unrequited Love from the Romance Angels deck. This is a fun card, although I know a lot of people don't want to hear about unrequited love, but it says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And it's interesting, the balance and counterbalance on this artwork. So we've got the woman looking a little uncertain, maybe blasé, standoffish, and she's got, an angel or her higher self or consciousness whispering to her maybe to kind of hold back from this one. Maybe he's a player, a charmer. There's something making sure she's a little reserved, I don't think it's a matter that she doesn't think he's good enough. He's got all the outwardly credentials, right? But something is just kind of, has her a little, lukewarm on the situation, not on fire, not passionate, right? Whereas over here, we've got him just trying to do everything he can to swoon her, right? And, we've got even his little angels backing him up, almost like imploring, like, oh, please turn your heart to him. He's, trying so hard to win you over, right? So that's just one way to interpret it. I'm sure you guys out there have yet another way to interpret it. The reason why I'm saying kind of put in the focus of her that it's her decision whether she wants to engage in the love or not is this beam of light is, coming across the card, and all eyes are on her. Like, what is she going to say? Is she going to return the love, right? So it's a very interesting situation. But yet again, we're dealing with a female figure, female energies, maybe not quite a mother figure, but somebody who is there to, make a decision about how they want to proceed. And here, she's not really kind of emitting any vibe of playfulness here, though he may be darn well trying. She's kind of being like a counterweight to that, kind of sinking that ship that wants to sail. Anyway, just to play on the water theme and the playful, and then in this case, not. Okay, I think that's all I want to say here, and it's a fun, odd little collection of things, but maybe something in here inspires you to look further at maybe, spirit symbolisms of spirit animals, the sandpiper, maybe even the crane over here. There's all types of cranes. I don't know if that's an African crane or what type, but there are many to look into, and there are spiritual meanings, right? Or maybe even looking into different types of musical instruments, or maybe if you haven't gotten into anything musically in a while, maybe it's time to check back in with that, or even just play your favorite songs in the background while you do things if you haven't been doing that, or while you're showering or while you're cooking dinner, right? Bring that into your life a little bit more. All right, that's that for group 1. And on group 2, we have the elephant spirit. Learn from the past. We have a glorious elephant here, number 25 or number 7. We have a very specific jewel or gem there at the center. Really beautiful. Okay. Then we also have this card is really beautiful too. From the Enchanted. I always get this wrong. Enchanted Art Oracle cards. Okay. Listen to your intuitive signals. They are real and will guide you in the right direction. Well, right away, I think of the word, it jumps out at me, signals. And with the elephant, they have different signals depending on, what range of emotion, or if they feel threatened, or if they're trying to be intimidating. Depending on what species of elephant, I think there's the African elephant, the Asian elephant, they move their ears in different ways to signal different things happening. So that might be something to look into. We also have the moon here on this card, and she's looking off. And again, that message was listen to your intuitive signals. They are real and will guide you in the right direction. And she's looking off here. And guess what? She's looking off to Venice. So maybe that's the right direction for some of you to consider going to Italy if you haven't already. And you're thinking about it. Maybe that's a little signal to, look into some travel plans and think about it a little more seriously. It says honeymoon, and, of course, the moon in the background. We got the moon theme going on. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So that could be, yes, this really romantic scene. And look, there's an angel even powering that gondola. It could be a romantic scene. It could even be going with family, some type of trip to explore, and especially maybe doing things by nighttime, even if it's not Italy or Venice, Veneto, a city in Italy, Venezia rather, sorry, Veneto is a region, but even if it's not going there, some far off place, just even in your hometown or wherever you live, maybe it's an invitation to do something a little bit fun, go out at night when you normally never would, or go to different areas and just, drive around if you have a car, or, move around the city in different ways and see things not just by daytime, but also by night. And actually, conversely, if you only see it at nighttime, working night shifts, maybe waking up early and seeing it by daytime. All right, that's all I get there. And, the family part, we get this again. Group 1 had this as well, although Group 1 had 2 of hearts. This is 2 of diamonds, and it's Mary Cassatt's Breakfast in Bed. And so, again, exploring some of these things could just be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic honeymoon. It can just be like family time together and going somewhere when the family might not normally, okay? Oh, and you know what? Even if it's just in books or on the internet, maybe, if you can't go physically with a family, if it's cost prohibitive, maybe, just have a family night and family time where you pull out different images and look around and talk about different museums, different artwork in different museums in different cities around the world. A lot of the internet, on the internet too, a lot of the museums have a 360 pan around, if you go to their websites. So you don't even have to be there. You can take a little tour through the museum virtually if you can't get there in person. I obviously, maybe not obviously to some of you, but I emphatically suggest, get to a real museum if you can. There's no experience like experiencing it in person, okay, versus virtual. All right, now here we have group 3. Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. And I'm going to have to do a cringy little pun here. We got number 17 or number 8. And I'm going to go ahead and say it because I have to. I think they meant crow create with spirit. Okay, that was really bad. But anyway, co-create with spirit. Now I can only say co-create with spirit. So the crow, has long been known in different fables and lore, has some very always magical, mystical qualities of being a messenger, being an observer, in some cases even being a shapeshifter. Lots of lore there, so it's an invitation for you to take a look at that. We have another card here from the, gosh, I keep saying it wrong every single time, the Enchanted Oracle Art cards, okay? And this fairy is just kind of relaxing here with the blades of grass, really beautifully so. Relaxation promotes healing, absolutely. And below that we have 8 of clubs, and we have a scene, beautiful scene here, and it is, may say it wrong in French, pardon me, pardonnez-moi. Terrace at Sahnt Ah-dra'ce, and that is by Claude Monet. Okay, Claude Monet. And that's not to be confused with over here, the other French painter. We got 9 of clubs, and then we have At the Railroad Station by Edouard Manet. So anyway, this is an invitation, maybe look into more artworks by each of these artists. And we've got this theme of kind of waiting. She looks a little forlorn, maybe been waiting a little too long. She's into a book there, right? All right, then we have this theme of waiting, and the counterpoint of that is very soon. And here, this is from the Romance Angel cards, and this says, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, so here we have presumed lovers, and she looks like she's all into the love, and he might be just kind of reflected. He's not quite feeling it, I think. He's going through the motions, but I don't think his heart is in it. So that's just kind of to reemphasize here, clearly decide. Don't be wishy-washy, If you want it, be clear about what you want so that it does come into you, not just some paler version, of what you would like. Even though that paler version may be absolutely beautiful and exquisite, if it's not what you want and you're dialed into, then it could be anything. It doesn't even matter what it is. So, know what you want in life, and then allow that to come to you, right? Now, soon is relative in the world of all these readings and stuff. What is soon? Who knows? Don't get attached to the timelines. As you know, one moment can seem like forever in a bad way, or one moment like her waiting here, or one moment can fly, like a snap and be so much fun. Like if you're on this vacation over here in group 2 and Venice, you might want that moment to last forever, and it feels like it went by so fast, So time is a little bit slippery slope there. So anyway, I'm just doing a little pan around in general. So we've got these 3 decks, and actually probably in this one you might want to just jump around all 3, but whatever you decided to do, hope you got a little something out of it. Oh, and one last little footnote here for the numbers and the numerology. The cards, I didn't really say it. It was 2 of hearts, 2 of diamonds. I did say those. I guess I did 8 of clubs and 9 of clubs. And once again, your numbers are 51, 25, and 17, which also equate to a 6, 7, or an 8. That's interesting, isn't it? And so I will put it in the description box below. But as always, I recommend going to Australian blog site called Joanne Sacred Scribes Angel Numbers. And you just look that up with the number at the end of it, put in any number you want, any number of digits, and it will give you the positive aspects and meanings spiritually of some of the numbers. Okay, well, that's it for now, and best wishes to all of you, and tremendous peace and love as always. Lavender Sky Panther. Bye.